When you think of a government organization that's designed to improve people's health, what do you think of? Well, apparently India thinks of Coca-Cola and McDonald's. This is a very scary thing going on in the Indian government right now. Board members from a front group for the world's junk food empires have been included as representatives in India's food safety regulator, the Food and Safety Standards Authority of India. Essentially, like, there's these groups that come in and advise them and stuff, and they're being run by fast food giants, which is a very frightening prospect. International Life Sciences Institute is a US-based global nonprofit science organization financed by Coca-Cola, McDonald's, Nestle, and Pepsi. Because if you're thinking about anything that has to do with science or life existing, it's this food that will literally kill you. Now, the India Resource Center did say this regarding it. Their job is downplaying the role of sugar and diet and promoting increased physical activity as the solution to obesity. So, in other words, what they want them to do is, ignore that whole, sugar being really, really bad for you and excess calories being bad for you and our food literally being lethal. Go ahead and exercise, yeah, but, be active. Just still buy our product at the end of the day because we need to make money. Now, of course, India is very far from perfect, but when you see something like this, something so blatantly disgusting as these kinds of industries coming in and essentially advising the government on what's healthy and what's not healthy, that's really kind of shocking. But this is not something new for Coca-Cola in India. According to a report in the New York Times cited by the IRC, when Coca-Cola was under pressure for causing water shortages in India in 2006, it hired a lobbyist named Deepak Talwar, whose lobbying approach was to ensure, among other things, that every government or private study accusing the company of environmental harm was challenged by another study. In other words, when the science didn't tell them what they wanted, they decided to counter it with propaganda. I mean, this is really nothing new. This has been, almost the sole domain of Monsanto thus far. That if science comes up with something that shows, hey, you're killing people, they come up with something that says, no, we're not killing people. And then a great battle over science versus pseudoscience takes place. And that's something that unfortunately we have to deal with a lot. There's a great deal of pseudoscience fighting actual science. Vaccine causes autism. Flat Earth, for some reason, that's still a goddamn problem. And this is another one. You got studies by Monsanto just completely made up, saying that Roundup doesn't cause cancer when it does. And every study down on it says that it does, except the ones that Monsanto paid for. So this is terrible news. Like, it's bad enough that these corporations rule with enough power in the government and particularly within media most importantly, to give this terrible diet to Americans and other Western countries. Canada is perfectly bad for it. The UK is becoming increasingly bad for it. Even Australia, Japan, and child obesity rates are going up in China as a part of the shipping of Western fast food into the country because socialism with Chinese characteristics. So now it's moving into even more developing places, people who are even more vulnerable because they don't have the decades of doing the wrong thing that we did to realize that we shouldn't be doing it. And of course, they're trying to start this pattern all over again. I mean, it's very perfectly obvious that refined white sugar is bad for you. Take a little bit of it in your tea or your coffee, but leave it there. Don't ram a whole meal of it into your mouth. And, I'm guilty. I'm overweight. I know it, but I'm not making excuses either. It's disgusting that this is going on. And hopefully the people of India, people in the government can do something about this and try to force these horrible excuse for human beings out of the government, because the fast food industry certainly has no say and should never have any say in what is healthy for people and what is not.
Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.